The annual meeting of the Board of Directors of the U.S. Trotting Association came to a close on Monday morning in Columbus, Ohio. The Finance Committee, which was the first to meet on Monday, did something it hadn't done in 11 years. It recommended a $5 increase in dues and an average 5% increase in other fees to counter the effect of these tough economic times. In addition, it recommended cuts in expenses, including the freezing of employee wages. The committee submitted and the board later approved a budget anticipating $8.8 million in revenues and $8.7 million in expenses. Both figures are down from 2009. The full board then convened to hear three guest speakers, the first of whom was Jay Hickey, president of the American Horse Council. He told of success in encouraging Congress to renew important tax deductions for horse owners.
The good news is that the HIRE Act, H-I-R-E, was just passed last Thursday and Friday in the House and the Senate. The President signed it last Friday, and that extended the 179 expense deduction through 2010. So we still have the $250,000 expense deduction through 2010. Once you invest $800,000 or more, it phases out dollar for dollar, but it's a very good benefit, and it's a great benefit for the horse industry.
Harness Horseman International President Gene Oldford spoke about many topics of interest to horsemen, but zeroed in on insurance.
Probably the biggest item of all is concern about our horsemen and our concern about them being covered with insurance. Because it's so often, you talk to any insurance person, they'll tell you, when do they get the call? They get the call from the person when they've had a problem. Am I covered? Am I covered? And of course, so many times they aren't. As we know what these animals are like, they can step on people, and we've had where we've paid for that, or bite, or any other instances. And sometimes it's been a program that has kept people in business where it could have wiped them out without it.
Darryl Kaplan, on the staff of Standardbred Canada, gave a well-received presentation about the many wagering and racing initiatives being undertaken in his country, and asked for cooperation between Standardbred Canada and the USTA.
There's no reason why we wouldn't be able to get together and do this stuff together. The reality is we're in a crisis right now, and if that means that Standardbred Canada and the United States Trotting Association could get together and put together an emergency task force, then we can start setting some goals and setting some guidelines. And it really is, at this point, it's about having ideas, having a plan, and it's about funding. It really sincerely is about funding. And we need these people in this room and the people in our room when we go back to our board, and I say it to our board as well, you got to go back to your association. And for the people that are just getting slots or already have slots, you got to go back to your association and you got to say, we really need to invest. And if it's done nationally through the USTA and on our side through Standardbred Canada and North American-wide, we can accomplish a lot. We can be very meaningful. We can do a lot of meaningful things on research, development, marketing, promotion. We can be a powerhouse. There's a lot of money out there.
One of the final agenda items was the approval of the various committee reports. Fair Committee Chairman Skip Hoovler added a special note at the end of his report.
To continue to pay attention to the fairs. We still believe they create our best source of infrastructure, new drivers, new people, young people. In Ohio, it might be the only way that people ever see a horse in action.
As the final item on the agenda in 2010, USTA President Phil Langley sent the directors on their way.
Thank you.